Oh, hi! Welcome back to my channel. It's been a while. My name is Jason Chan, and in today's video, I'll be showing you one of the fastest ways you can make 3D hair cards inside Blender. This was a competition entry I've made for the 2023 Adam Hawks contest. By following this video, you too can also make hair quality just like this. Alright, now we're in Blender. I would like to delete everything so I can start with a clean 3D viewport. Then I'm going to curve and add a path. And then we're going to duplicate this path curve so that we have two objects to work with. One hair and one hair control. Rotate the curve by 90 degrees. And we're going to name this hair. And the other one, like I said, hair control. It's something that I made up. This is going to be the dissection of the hair clumps. Now we're going to top view by hitting 7 on the numpad. And in edit mode, or well, you can go up there for edit. And then we're gonna hit these 2 points and we're going to move them upwards. And then I'm going to use extrude to make this hair control into an oval shape. Now we're going to make hair cards out of this by duplicating 3 points in the hair control. Just make it roughly outside of the core, and then we're going to hit L to select the entire thing and delete the core. We don't need it, we just need the hair cards. And now I will be gently massaging the points to make the hair control more random. Alright, now we're going to select their hair and we're going to change the resolution from 12 to 4 to make it lower. And we're going into object and select hair control. Now the hair is controlled by the hair control basically. We're going to scale this hair up, select the tip and the roots and shrink it down. The hair clump is currently too thick, so I'm going to thin it with Alt S and scale it a bit up. Now we have our hair clump. The reason why I changed it to 4 is because you can see that there is also a wireframe. And it's quite dense, so I'm changing it lower. And so please make sure that the hair control and the hair have a low value of 4. So that our hair clump is manageable. What's good about having a curve as your hair card is that this method is quite non-destructive. If you use proportional editing or press O, you can manipulate the hair as much as you want. And hair control also allows you to control the hair however you like as well. Oh, and also make sure that the origin is set to the geometry so that the point is in the center of the hair clumps. Before we do anything, I would like to also add the node wrangler add-on. So we're going to like to go to edit on top there, preference, and search for node. And have the node wrangler add-on enabled. And then we're going to be making the hair texture. I prefer Photoshop, but you can use any other software you like. I'm going to speed up this process because it's quite easy. We're going to make 3 points and we're going to extrude it down and make it look like a sheet of hair. And just like how I'm doing it, you don't need a drawing tablet at all. A mouse is all you need. Delete the background and save it as a PNG. Alright, back to Blender. Now we're going to give some material for the hair clumps. In the Materials tab, go to New. With Node Wrangler's add-on enabled, we can hit Ctrl T on the principal shader and generate an image input. And disconnect the color. And open your hair texture that you've made in Photoshop. Now I'm going to move this a bit further down and add in a gradient texture. This is going to be for our color of the hair. Because adding a gradient is better than having flat colors. Add a color ramp and drag that in the node line. And for this demonstration purpose, I'm going back to the layout mode to add some lights. I will be adding 2 area lights. Rotate, or you can just press the shortcut buttons G for grab and R for rotate. Hit Shift D, we duplicate the hair, and I would like to have a warm and cold color. So I'm going to change this to 400, and this one to 500, and change this to warm, and change this color to cold. Now as you can see, the hair is not really what we expected, and that's because the orientation is flipped. Go back to the shading menu. And then we're going to go and hit Z to 90 and Y to 180 so that the hair tip is pointing downwards. I'm going to move the light a bit closer. Now we're going to change the color from black to, let's say, blue or whatever you like, white to yellow or orange. Alright, and this is a clump of hair. We're going to open all these up, and I would like to dial the roughness down so it's more glossy. If you want subsurface scattering, you can go up here and drag it up, but for this demonstration purpose we don't need it. I'm going to turn the anisotropic up and a rotation just a bit. I've been rendering this in cycles, but you can definitely render this in Eevee. The Eevee viewport doesn't have any transparency, and that's because you need to go into the material and scroll down to opaque and change from opaque to alpha hashed. And then it's going to be transparent. Scaling the lights up is going to make the lights softer, and I'm going to move it closer. Now I'm going back to layout because we don't need to touch the shading anymore. And then I'm going to flatten the hair a bit. I think now is the time for us to start making a fake wig by populating the hair clumps. We're going to duplicate this hair on the y-axis and pose it so that it's not so rigid. Ctrl T is used for twisting, and if you made a mistake, you can always go back and clear tilt. I'm going to make the tips thinner. I just like how low you can set this model and still twist it so many times non-destructively. I am now going to make this look more like a strand of hair. If the polygons are too low, you can always crank the resolution up. But for this demonstration, I'm gonna keep it on a 5 maybe. Duplicate another hair. Use the advantage of proportional editing to move it around. And if you want to keep the original hairs for later use, move these two to a different collection by naming it as original hair and hide it. And there we have it. Once you are happy with the hair curves, you have to select all of them, right click, go to convert to mesh. And now the fun part is, if you go turn on connected only and you select one of them and grab the mouse, and you can make it look more natural. I'm going to do the same to the other clump of hair. And as you can see, for my competition entry, these are all different groups of clumps of hair. They're just constructed together to make the illusion that they're one piece. we can enter wireframe mode and see how uniform they all are. And if I isolate this clump of hair, it's not that difficult actually. Very simple. And looks amazing. And I can't wait to see what you are going to make. And there you have it. Thank you very much for watching my video. If you like my work, please follow me on other social medias. I don't really post videos a lot, but I do post a lot of art. So thank you again, and thanks for watching. See you next time. Bye!